My, oh my, what a 24-hour makes.
What?
1 week ago, we were talking about the attempted ending of one Donald Trump.
That is true.
Fast forward a week later, the left says, I'll see ya and I'll raise ya.
What?
Well, not really.
Are you retarded?
Sloppy Joe, Uncle Joe, Peroisto Joe, call him whatever you want.
Do it! Come on, man.
You can now add, say it isn't so, Joe.
What the fuck?
I'm Jazz Berganzo and this, yeah, he's out of the race.
He's dropped down! He's dropped down!
You serious?
And that's what's next. What's up, everyone? Chaz Berganzo, What's Next, your daily dose. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Monday. And oh my, what a Monday it is. Like in my intro, what a 24-hour makes. 1 week ago, we were talking about the attempted assassination of one Donald Trump and everything that went with it. And then, of course, the RNC convention. And it was one hell of a convention with its controversies and yawns, but it's excitement as well. You know, you had Hulk Hogan running around and, of course, Donald Trump accepting the Republican nomination. Now, fast forward. What a lot of people thought would be, well, let me say this. What some people thought should have happened a year ago finally came to pass. Others who were scratching their heads and going, why? Well, it turns out that Joe Dementia, Sloppy Joe, Uncle Joe, Peroisto Joe, whatever you want to call him, Joe, he's out of the race. Yes, Joe Biden has dropped out. So, of course, the left are losing their minds. Now the right are going, who's going to be in the race? Who's going to take his place? Wow. One outside of the obvious, but then other names are going to get thrown in as well. This coming from Breitbart. Biden ends re-election campaign, a shock to the system, to absolutely no one. President Joe Dementia is ending his quest for re-election. Biden announced his intention Sunday afternoon, promising to reveal more about his decision soon. Quote, over the past 3.5 years, we've made great progress as a nation. Oh yes, you've progressed all right. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. No, not even close. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation. No. Lowering prescription drug costs. No. Expanding affordable health care. No. We provided critical, needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances. You mean the poison poke? Just saying. We provided critical need care, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, absolute garbage, appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, who still can't tell you to this day what a woman is, and passed the most significant climate change legislation in the history of the world, which means absolutely dog shit. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. Wow. Straight up lies. I know none of this could have ever been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. Yes, which kind of China calls, but facts. We were protected to preserve our democracy, and we revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. No, we became a total mockery. It's been the greatest honor of my life to serve you as president. And while it's been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it's my best interest in my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express the deepest gratitude to all those who have worked hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Neil Pats Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this week. Let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for their faith and trust you have placed in me. Yes, 81 million votes. You sure about that? I believe today I will always have. I believe today what I always have. That there is nothing that America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember that we are the United States of America. Yes, and that was Sloppy Joe. And then he posted this on X. My fellow Democrats, I decided not to accept the nomination and to focus all my energies and my duties as president for the remainder of my term. My very first decision as the party nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. Today, I want to offer my full support endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee for our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this. Comments. And here they come. Rachel Maddow. Now that Biden has been finally wheeled off the stage, let's imagine what can be unburdened by what has been.
I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been. You know?
What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been. What can be unburdened by what has been.
Queen word salad. My thoughts. To quote James Brown, well. Or to quote the great Gomer Pyle, surprise, surprise, surprise. There was none of that. None. People have been calling for this for well over a year. Even Donald Trump, during an interview with Breitbart 6 or 7 months ago, said, I don't see Sloppy Joe being there at the end. And they said, are you sure? Well, he's a little off. But yeah, I don't see him there. A number of conservatives were calling for his ouster a year ago. A number. They were like, you know what? Why bother? We're seeing dementia in real time. It's no longer a mockery. It's truly sad to see all this happening. And of course, everything just got ratcheted up. Then came the debate. One of the greatest debacles in the history of the presidency came that night. Trump, all Trump had to do was just sit there and pop popcorn. While dementia went dementia. And then, of course, his comments for only roughly about 2 minutes on after Donald Trump almost got ended by a sniper's bullet. Yeah, that didn't come off too well. And then the piece de resistance came in an interview with Lester Holt a few days later, where he kept on mumbling and stumbling over himself when Lester asked him, if something like the debate happens again, what do you do? And he's like, nothing's going to happen. And Lester's like, okay, let's go to commercial. Anyway, that's where we are. So now the keys are in Kamala's hands, we think. We don't know. For all we know, and from what I was watching last night and catching on X, that some leftists, not all, some, are thinking about dragging Hillary's carcass back onto the stage. Dragging Hillary's ass back onto the stage. And of course, Trump would love nothing better to destroy her for a second time, to wreck her for a second time. So there's that. And then, of course, the big question is, Big Mike. Could Big Mike be drawn into this race? Oh my, it's going to be a fun week. But Biden says, give Kamala the keys. Supposedly, insider Democrats are saying, give Kamala the keys. We're going to prop her up. Queen word salad herself, prop her up. If you thought that getting wrecked by Tulsi Gabbard live on television was bad, oh. You haven't seen anything yet. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.